Okay, the conference finals are set. Rangers-Panthers begins Wednesday. Stars-Oilers begins Thursday. That's going to be a very fun series. There have been no real surprises, to quote Radiohead, in the Final Four. I feel like that doesn't happen often.
Do we like it or do we not like it? I like it.
I like it. It goes against, I think, the energy that we had going into the play, right? We were like, it better not be chalk.
Well,
you better be screwy.
Well, we're famously a podcast that is called What Chaos, based off of our love for things being chaotic. This is not a chaotic Final Four, but I like looking at the bracket and saying, yeah, I think that these are like the maybe the 4 best teams in the entire NHL this season, and I'm very excited to watch them play.
And that's what I'll take. Like, honestly, it should be these 4, maybe a swap in. I don't know if you want to put in the Hurricanes for one of them or the Avalanche for one of them, but you look at it and you say,
I wouldn't even say the Avalanche. I think
I agree.
Carolina is like the one team that I think that you can put in there, and then I would say, yeah, that also makes sense.
You know what's great about this, though? Say the Boston, I don't know, the Bruins could beat the Rangers, but like some of these teams, if there was a fun one, we'd be doing food talk. And I'm not doing any food talk this round. I don't think that anybody could, if one team could get mowed down, and there's a lot of people in the business apparently that disagree with this, I would say the Oilers are the most prone to get cut down in a relatively short series. But all things considered, these are 2 series that sincerely could go long. And like these are the best teams remaining.
Yeah, and like make us long.
It's chalky, though. It's chalky. You do have to say it's chalk.
It technically would have been more chalk, technically, if Vancouver had won, because I think our friend Craig Morgan tweeted out, like, this might be the first time ever.
I believe so.
First time ever that 4 division winners.
First time since they moved to this current division setup.
First time 4 division winners made the conference final. But I think we can all agree that even though Vancouver was a higher seed, the Edmonton Oilers were the better team, especially given what Vancouver was dealing with on the injury front.
There has not been an upset in this entire postseason. There has not been a betting upset in this entire postseason. There are 2 lower seeds that won series. The Avalanche, the number 3 Avalanche beat the number 2 Jets. Avalanche were favored in that series. The number 2 Oilers beat the number 1 Canucks. Oilers were favored in that series. So
I thought the Hurricanes were favored over the Rangers.
They were, because they were Stanley Cup favorites.
Oh, true. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's been one upset. There's been one upset.
Then, even like any of the upsets, even like the Avs thing, it's just like, nah, not really.
Which brings us to a point. And
let me can I just give one more bit of information on that?
Yep.
So there have been 2 like upsets by seeding. There were through 2 rounds. There's been only 2 upsets by seeding. There were 5 through 2 rounds in 2022, 7 in 2021, and 8 in 2019. 3 last year. So there's always way more. Like, this is very uncommon.
It is funny because I remember you guys specifically having the conversation on the show as the season was ending, being like, it was the greatest regular season of all time. We're somehow going to end up with a really boring
we better get some
playoffs.
shit.
But the interesting thing is like, and you guys kind of hinted at it, it hasn't been boring at all.
First round was a little disappointing that like they were a little lopsided in terms of the series.
Yeah.
Only one of those series was 2-2 in the first round. So first round's usually the craziest round, so it was a little bit of a letdown. But second round I thought was great. I had a really good time with the second round. And I'm really looking forward to the conference final. The point that I wanted to make that we were kind of arriving to was the New York Rangers were underdogs against the Carolina Hurricanes. They are once again underdogs against the Florida Panthers. And like,
they have the longest odds to win the Stanley Cup remaining.
Like, as President's Trophy winners, this team won the President's Trophy. And again, they're kind of being consistently disrespected by Vegas and by certain models. I know that The Athletic has the Panthers with a 65% chance to win this series and reach the Stanley Cup final. And the Athletic piece, which was written by, I believe, Dom and Sean and maybe Shayna.
Some guys named Dom and Sean. Shayna jumped in. The Athletic.
Trying to make sense of like why the New York Rangers continue to be underdogs in this series despite being President's Trophy winners. They believe that a lot of it comes down to the goal differential and the regular season goal differential, which was plus 53, which is pretty solid, but it was the 7th best goal differential in the entire NHL. And the last time a President's Trophy winner was outside of the top 3 in goal differential was 1979, which is kind of crazy. And it just suggests that like the Rangers win a lot of close games. But like at this point, I don't care. Throw that in the trash. The Rangers look really good. They look better than I think that they have all season long.
And they beat
Igor
the team.
looks amazing.
They have the best goaltender this postseason. They beat the team that everybody thought was going to win the Stanley Cup, or at least Vegas did. And I know that Vegas isn't the Athletic, but like President's Trophy beat the team that was favored to win the Stanley Cup. Put a little respect on them. Just a little drop.
Yeah, I think you got to shift. I think you got to shift like the model or the outlook or whatever, just based off what you see. Like this is not the same team as during the regular season, even though they did finish as President's Trophies winners. The Rangers are better right now than they have been the entire season.
Okay, Money Puck favors the Oilers to beat the Rangers in the Stanley Cup final. In order, it goes Oilers, Rangers, Stars, and then Panthers to win the Cup. So with the exception of Money Puck, a lot of these outlets and models have Dallas, Edmonton. Sean, if you want to bring up the Vegas odds again, Dallas, Edmonton is closer to a pick'em than the Rangers and Panthers, which it has being a little more lopsided. I think we both agree it should be the other way around, or like we just feel it.
I think it's just like a pick'em. Like
I think Rangers for NHL, that's plus 130 is like crazy.
I know. I don't know how many like NBA fans or whoever would be in here watching this, but like the NBA series,
they'd be like, "This is the closest shit I've ever seen in my life."
You saying they're lopsided? No, but like this is pretty, especially for a conference final. I think. I don't know. I don't have the numbers to back it up, but that surprises me. Yeah, it really does. I
think we'd both say that Rangers and Panthers could be closer series between the two. Can we quickly rank the remaining teams by chaos?
Yeah.
You go first.
By dead last is Dallas. They just like don't
dead
have,
last is Dallas.
They just don't have much like chaos attached to them, and that's not a criticism whatsoever. It's the opposite of a criticism. They've been the most adult steady team basically all season long. And a while ago, months ago at this point, you were like, I don't want the Stars to win the Stanley Cup because that would just be like very chalk, very like not surprising.
There would be too much order in it.
Like there would be a lot of blueprint talk if the Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup, which is a compliment to Dallas.
They should win the Stanley Cup.
Number 3, I would say Florida.
Whoa.
Because Florida made the Stanley Cup final last year. Like it would just be taking a step further.
But
by
they have
winning
Matthew
the
Tkachuk.
Cup.
They have Sam Bennett. They're going to do some shit on their way there. If Tkachuk shows up, guy hasn't been much of a shit at all.
Yeah,
come on, bud.
Yeah, but that's not what I consider when I'm talking about ranking them by chaos factor. Like, yeah, it's going to be chaotic getting there, but it's not going to be like, holy shit, this team won. Number 2, I would say New York Rangers. New York Rangers, just because it's been a while since the Rangers have put together like. I know they made the Stanley Cup final, but like been a while since the Rangers have won. It's been a while since any of these teams have won. I think 25 years for each one of them.
Also,
25 plus years.
They're getting a lot of Knicks fans who I'm not going to say are like jumping on the bandwagon, but like refocusing their energy. I think that the Rangers, a lot of their chaos comes in the form of the fact that they're from New York and that their fans are going to go nuts. And then also like something will happen with Rempe at some point. And even if it doesn't, we're going to do something up. The media or somebody will somehow make it about Rempe. And
Ryan Lindgren will find a way to injure himself.
Yes.
Igor is going to have to probably stand on his head if they end up winning the cup. So like, there's a lot of chaos there. You're going to have a parade through fucking Manhattan, which will be wild. But number one has got to be the Oilers in my mind because it's Connor McDavid, it's Leon Draisaitl, it's all those guys. It's the narrative, the legacy factor. Stuart Skinner, like some shit will have to happen with him, or they'll have to do some crazy shit to overcome Stuart Skinner.
Corey Perry.
Or maybe they win with Calvin Pickard. Who fucking knows? Like, yeah, the Oilers are the clear number one, and I think that the Stars are the clear 4. You can swap the other 2 in the middle if you want, but that's, I think, bookend really strong.
Yeah, I would say I agree that the Stars are the least chaotic. Oilers are the most chaotic. I would say the Panthers are a little more chaotic than the Rangers just because of Tkachuk and Bennett. And I trust those two to do some more shit that will get everybody all upset. I don't know if people are going to get like mad at Chris Kreider or like Adam Fox.
Maybe if he injures a
you know what? Actually,
the opposing goalie last time the Rangers were in the conference final.
And how about
he hurt Carey Price?
El Capitan is always prone to do some shit, right?
Trouba,
yeah,
that guy. Yeah, we had Biz on a couple weeks ago, and Biz was like, "Trouba could be a weapon against the Florida Panthers, just in that, like he's a kamikaze.
He's like a literal weapon, like a
right?
weapon
It's like how a car is a weapon. Better uniform matchup, Sean. Throw it up.
So both of these are, I think both of them are tied because it's one half that's amazing and great, and the other half is dog shit.
Ooh, I strong disagree with that.
I think the Panthers uniforms are dog shit, and the Stars uniforms are dog shit.
I'm not like crazy about the Panthers, but you can't put them in the same tier as the Stars. Like the Stars are actively
Stars
bad.
Uniforms are good. The logo is bad.
The uniforms are boring. Like the color is good, but the uniforms aren't like crazy. The logo is terrible.
Sean, can you explain to people if they haven't heard before why you hate the Stars uniform so much?
I hate the Stars logo because it's asymmetrical. So it's like impossible. Like if you're watching on YouTube, it's centered, but it doesn't look centered because the logo is asymmetrical. It's just a terrible design decision, unlike the Oilers and the Panthers, which are symmetrical logos.
As our friend James Stewart would say, I need an opinion. So as we have not gotten one, I will submit. I think the Western Conference Final has the better uniform matchup just because it doesn't show up too well here. Rangers in Florida are both red, white, and blue, but they're different shades. Mm-hmm. And it's a little weird. It's like you ever wear like a light blue shirt with like blue pants can be fine. But like you ever wear like a navy that's just a shade off from another navy, it looks fucking terrible. That's going to show up on the ice. It's just a little off.
I also like contrasting colors.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
The Stars green going up against the Oilers blue and orange, I think is going to be a nice little contrast.
It is about like how it plays on TV too, because like looking at this, I don't think it's even close that like the East has a better set of jerseys. But to the points you made, like on TV, you don't really see the Stars logo. You just see the green, which is a good green. The Oilers in their blue or their orange.
We all silly like the mayor.